Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Sport Talk. I am your host, Evan, and today we have part 3 of my 2022 NCAA bracket. And today we're covering the South Division, so let's hop right into it. The first game is Arizona and against Bryant, which is the 1-16 team. 16th seed. I have Arizona winning this one fairly easily. They have guys like Dalen Terry and Benedict Matherin, who I think are going to be great. They're one of the best defensive and offensive teams in this tournament, and I think they're going to be too much for Bryant. Although Bryant does have the nation's leading scorer in Peter Kiss, who's averaging 25 a game. They faced Houston, who was a 5 seed in this bracket, and they got absolutely demolished, and they've lost to double digits against a lot of quad 1 teams. They shoot only 44% from the field as a team, which is 210th in the nation. But they do shoot a lot of threes and try to capitalize on second chance opportunities. But their defense is averaged and they have a high-paced offense. But I don't think that's going to factor at all because I think Arizona is going to absolutely just lock down Peter Kiss. And outside of him, they're really nothing special. Now this 8-9 game against Seton Hall and TCU, I have TCU winning this one. TCU finished with a record of 20-12, and they're led by guard Mike Miles, who finished with 15 points, 3 assists, and 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And they have wins over Kansas and Texas Tech. And they're an exceptional offensive rebounding team, but they did only make 30% of their threes during the regular season, so they aren't the greatest three-point shooting team. But I think they're going to have enough done to where they can end up beating Seton Hall. This next game is Houston and UAB. I'm going to have UAB winning this one. I know that one might not happen, but Houston, they don't have any outstanding players. Their best players have gotten hurt. But UAB is led by guard Jordan Walker, who's averaged 20 points a game and shot 40% from 3. So I think he's going to have a great game. I think that's going to help them barely push over the Houston. They do have an average defense, but they have road wins against St. Louis, North Texas, and they had near wins over West Virginia, San Francisco, and South Carolina. So a couple big name teams there, and I think they're going to pull off the upset and beat Houston in this 12-5 matchup. Next, we have Illinois and Chattanooga. I have Illinois winning due to the play of Kofi Coburn. Again, he's a double-double machine. He's one of the best centers in the league. And he played great last tournament. And I think with him and Adam Frazier and the rest of those Illinois boys, I think they're going to be way too much for Chattanooga. Chattanooga did finish with a 27-7 record, and they're led by the SoCon Player of the Year, Malachi Smith, who averages 20 points per game, which is top 20 in national scoring, nationally in scoring. And they're led by Kansas transfer Silvio De Sosa, who averages 11-7. And they're on a 5-game winning streak, but I don't think that really amounts to much, as Illinois is just a more talented team than they are. Now, this next game is between Colorado State and Michigan. A lot of people have Michigan winning this one, but I'm going to go with Colorado State. I'm not sold on Michigan. I don't believe they should be in the tournament to begin with. I think they're way overranked, and they really crumbled towards the very end of the season. They do have, though, big wins against Purdue, Iowa, San Diego State, and Ohio State, but I just think that their inconsistency is going to end up hurting them, and I think Colorado State is going to end up taking this one by a hair. This next game is Tennessee and Longwood. I have Tennessee winning this one. I think Tennessee is going to roll through this one. They just came off an SEC championship. They have a lot of big wins, as you can see here, against teams like Arizona, Kentucky, Auburn, Arkansas, LSU. So they have a lot of big wins, and I think that's going to help them a lot. And I think they're going to absolutely destroy Longwood here. Longwood, though, they were 26-6 in the Big South. They're led by sophomore Justin Hill, who leads them in scoring. But junior Isaiah Wilkins did win Big South Tournament MVP, and he averaged 16 points and 9 rebounds in those 3 games. And they shoot 38% from the floor, which is top 10 nationally. So they're a good shooting team, but I don't think that's going to amount to much because Tennessee is just an overall better team. Now, this next game is against Loyola and Ohio State. This one is really tough for me because I'm not super high on Ohio State. They've had a lot of really bad losses in the season, but I do think they're going to win this one just because of E.J. Liddell. I think if E.J. Liddell gets hot, I think he's going to really carry that offense. And the Loyola Chicago is very undersized. They only have one player over 6'7" in their regular rotation, and I think that size is going to end up hurting them. And Ohio State also has a breakout player in Malachi Branham, who I think is going to continue his breakout here, and I think they're going to narrowly win against Loyola Chicago. Loyola Chicago does actually have 8 wins over Quad 1 and Quad 2 matchups. They're a good defensive team, but I think that E.J. Liddell is going to do just enough to barely push Ohio State over. This next one is against Villanova and Delaware. I have Villanova winning this one fairly easily. Villanova might be a little high as a 2 seed, but I don't think that really comes into play here, as Delaware did finish 22-12, and they're led by junior guard Jameer Nelson Jr., who averages 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. They are 1-6 in games above the Quad 3 level, and their defense is ranked 211th in Ken Palm's adjusted defensive efficiency. So they're a terrible defensive team, and they don't have any big wins. So I think Villanova is going to easily take this. Now up to our round of 32, we have Arizona and TCU. I'm going to have Arizona winning this one. I think that they're, like I said, they're one of the best defensive and offensive teams, and I think that Benedict Mathurin is going to outplay Mike Miles here in this one. And this next matchup is UAB and Illinois. I think UAB's run ends here. I think Kofi Coburn is going to be too much for UAB to handle, and I think they win this one fairly easily. Now we go to Tennessee and Colorado State. I have Tennessee winning this one. Like I said before, they've had some really great wins. They've been really hot here late, and in Colorado State, I don't think is going to have enough to really put up a fight against Tennessee. Next, we have Villanova and Ohio State. I'm going to have Villanova winning this one. Like I said earlier, I'm not sold on Ohio State, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do lose to Loyola in this first round, but I think Villanova they're a more, I guess, well-rounded team. I think Colin Gillespie is a great player, and I think that they're going to outplay Ohio State. Ohio State is going to win here. Moving on to the Sweet 16, I'm going to have Arizona beating Illinois. Again, I think Kofi Coburn is going to probably dominate because Arizona does have a good center, but he's nowhere close to Illinois' Kofi. But I think their defense really is what's going to propel them here late down the stretch. I think they fit that mold of having one of the top defense and offensive teams, which has been proven to be very valuable come tournament time. Now we have Tennessee and Villanova. I'm going to have Tennessee winning this one. Tennessee is really a good team. They're a great team. They have a stud guard in Kennedy Chandler, who I think is going to outplay Colin Gillespie. They have a lot of good role players around him, and I think they're going to be too much for Villanova. But I think Arizona is going to be too much for them. Teams that rank top 40 in offense efficiency and top 25 in defensive efficiency usually do well, and Arizona is one of them. But Tennessee is also, but I think Arizona is ranked higher in both of those categories than Tennessee is, and I think that's going to basically end up being the reason why they end up winning that game. So I do have Arizona advancing to my Final Four. So a recap for the Southern region. And then we have Arizona and TCU, then we have UAB and Illinois, then we have Colorado State, Tennessee, and then Ohio State and Villanova. Then we have Illinois and Arizona, and Tennessee and Villanova, and then we have Arizona and Tennessee, with Arizona advancing to the Final Four. So that is my South bracket. Let me guys know what you guys think. If you agree with my picks, if you don't agree with them, and who do you think are going to be the biggest upsets in this tournament? And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.